Yeah, I never thought in my wildest dreams that you can get paid for playing video games. Now I know you can get paid by testing them out, build them and all that stuff, but to actually compete and make money playing video games and hopefully make a career out of it, I mean, who would have ever thought?
Korea, the pro gamers there make 6 figures a year. They're treated like rock stars. They've got hairdressers, they've got groupies.
These guys train, they practice, and they take it very, very seriously as a sport.
At this point in age, there's 143 million Americans playing video games. Everyone's doing it.
Yeah! Woo!
Formed Team 3D back in April 2002. The intention of becoming the first professional Counterstrike team outside of Europe and Asia.
Everyone knows 3D is no stranger to this stage.
Team 3D stands for desire, discipline, and dedication. They've kind of been the pillars of what we think has been needed to be successful in anything that you're doing, and gaming is no different. Been on ESPN, CBS, ABC, over 200 different media outlets. Fully sponsored by Intel and NVIDIA, so we actually get salaried to play video games, and we get to travel around the world on their dime and use the best and latest in the hardware.
Up here learning. Okay. It doesn't matter to me.
Well.
I have a sweet shotgun. It's a Benelli. The same gun was practically on Counterstrike.
We always have wanted Josh to be very balanced. We also had no idea that professional gaming was even available or was even existing.
Oh, there goes Ted. Grew up in a town of about 1,500, 2,000 people. It's called Polk City. We went to church on Sundays. I had to go to Sunday school. Just small town Iowa life, I guess.
His passion to play, you know, when he just hates to lose. He always had, any game, you know, he will do whatever it takes, I mean, you know, to practice, whatever, to win. 3D, that's always the team that he wanted to be on. I would say that Counterstrike has been more beneficial to Josh than sports. And he had some really bad experiences in sports. And then when he turned to Counterstrike, he got a lot of positive feedback. And the traveling has been so interesting, and just what an opportunity for the kids.
Intel and NVIDIA approached us about doing a promotional tour out in China, going to different internet cafes, meeting different fans. So we're going to go out there, be the first Counter-Strike team from America that's going to participate in one of these tours.
Everyone should focus on one, each of you should focus on one thing.
Wuxi won Beijing. That's mine.
All right, Josh, what do you have?
Woman
Shi
Beijing.
Team San D.
Oh, that's cool.
I already forgot mine. Wuxi won
Juan.
Huan.
Everyone else knows how to say yours except for you.
Try to not say it so white. Jesus.
我喜欢北京。
我喜欢北京。你好，我是莫泽。
我们是 Team San D。
I love you. I love you.
Yeah, hi. I like 3D. Yes.
Hi, welcome to Team Sandy, Team 3D.
I wanna ask a question. About him. Why doesn't he wear his glasses?
I got LASIK.
But if he wears his glasses, it will make him look handsome.
Oh yeah?
We've seen gaming catch on a lot quicker. Countries like South Korea, China, and it's starting to catch up in the United States.
I think the market is there. I mean, you'd be foolish to think that something as large as gaming couldn't have a shot like that.
It has to get bigger because, you know, it just has to. I've been doing this for too long. It might not. What? No. I think I'm still in it because I am very enthusiastic and I'm very stubborn. And I think I'm very hopeful.
Craig. What? Where's the left? Up there.
Right over this hump. You lying? No. Make you think about quitting, huh? Quitting cigarettes?
We have a rigorous schedule coming up, a lot of different tournaments, and we need every member who's going to be involved with it to be 100% active. They need to really have the heart for it.
Straight. Stand up straight. Take your hand way up. There you go.
There's no bathrooms up here. Where are they supposed to get to the bathroom?
They go like this. See these holes? What do you think these are for?
I grew up all my life playing video games. Used to always play with my brother and my neighbors. It was always a social activity for me. It was always about social interaction with people and the competitive nature of it. Once I came to college at NYU, I quickly realized I couldn't go to school, have a social life, play games, and do everything that I wanted to do. The doorbell doesn't ring. All right. Number one, that one was easy. So I kind of decided to combine my passion for gaming into my studies of business. So all my other friends are out there working investment banking or working some other 9-to-5 job. I have a lot of flexibility in what I do.
Okay, is it more than like
I'm gonna
150?
tell you how much money I make.
We gotta get him really drunk. Is it more than 150?
I bet you, no, I bet you Craig has 75,000 saved.
He's laughing. He has so much more than that. He has at least twice that, I guarantee you. Oh my God! Oh my God! He told me! He told me! And it disgusts me!
Sleep when you're dead. You know, when you love what you do, I mean, it's just different.
Counterstrike, it's like a military-based game. There's a counter-terrorist and a terrorist. One's defense and one's offense.
You know, it's called a first-person shooter because you're looking out, you can see your hands and you can see your weapon. You can see yourself throw a grenade. Well, it feels like a human body would feel in such a circumstance.
So you have 5 offense versus 5 defense.
And you have to play one half on the counter-terrorist side and one half on the terrorist side.
Usually in most tournament formats, it's the first one to win 16 rounds.
The goal for the terrorists is to plant the bomb in one of 2 bomb sites and try to like blow up this area. And the goal for the counter-terrorists is to stop the terrorists from doing this.
Counter-terrorists win. But in order to do so, they obviously have to kill the rest of the opponents.
Now we're just starting to get to the point where, you know, you have teams like 3D who really have become franchises, and I don't mean that in a derogatory way. I mean that in the same way that we talk about a baseball franchise or a sports franchise.
I actually got a chance to test these products, and there's nothing else on the market that can even compare to the performance that the 7900 GTX provides.
I think that's
Too cheesy? So maybe say something like, you know, I can't wait to get one of them in my computer when I get home. You know what I mean? Wing it.
Well, I got a chance to test the 7900 over there with the quad SLI technology, and it was awesome. I can't wait to get one in my computer at home.
Perfect.
Perfect.
It gives me the opportunity to play all my favorite games with twice the power from my video cards, which double the performance you can get, double the enjoyment you get out of using the NVIDIA GPU.
Being a sponsor team isn't just about going out and getting results. It's not about just finishing first at every tournament. While that obviously is an important part to who the team is, part of that sponsorship relationship is about professional integrity.
Either way, at the end of the day, I'm the king of Beijing.
Except we're in Shanghai.
The best was when we were in...
Oh, it's so crunchy!
Break. Okay. Agree. Josh.
Back to the assembly line.
Yeah, usually we'd love to just come, but it's because we already have that other event scheduled when we get back that we can't.
Oh, Jack's good. Okay.
I mean, I've always liked the fact that we've had fans and like some kind of that, like, you know, celebrity recognition. It's like nonstop, and it's just getting really tiring.
So will there be any excuses in New York? Let me ask that. You win that, I could shut up.
There shouldn't ever be an excuse for anything. Like, if you lose, you lose, whether it was our fault or not.
Maybe if you got
This is your
more
job.
salary.
It has nothing to do with salary. This is your job. You don't have another job? No. If you put in more time, you'd make more money by not getting second place. Yeah. So when you play complexity in New York, do what you have to do to get it done. They're gonna be ready.
No, one's my girlfriend, another one just
They're never ready for us.
As it stands now, there is only income, and only real income coming from Intel and NVIDIA. Levine has both sponsorships on lockdown. What's great about this season in Counterstrike is that he has a challenger. Team 3D has a challenger.
The earnest money is included on the settlement statement. You were given credit for that right about halfway down on the left side of the front page. Correct.
Y'all don't realize this, but see, what happened was Jason was actually playing the game a lot.
I was gaming myself, and I was frustrated where I couldn't find a team that would practice hard enough. You know, I want to do it right. I want to practice 5 nights a week. Let's take this seriously. Let's move up and have a lot of fun playing in these leagues.
Long story short is, you know, I said, for God's sakes, Jay, I said, if you're going to be involved in this game as much as you are, find a way to make money with it.
And finally one day I just picked up my cell phone. The office was really busy, so I walked outside and was standing in the corner. The sun was beating down really bright that day, and picked up the phone and called him up and said,
I'm going to make the best team in the world comprised of the best people in the world, and I'm going to pay them to practice hard and win championships for us.
There was kind of a pause, you know.
I was a little bit skeptical, but I mean, what did I have to lose for playing a computer game?
Next thing you know, he's got professional gamers.
I would say Complexity was a group of people that were the odd man out. You had Fraud, who was kind of like the odd man out of United 5 at the time. He kind of got pushed out, and Trip was from DOF, and he was just kind of like, eh. And Storm was from this team called Agent, who was small, and he was kind of like the good player who didn't have a fit. And then you had all these guys come together who never really had much of like a home or anything to like hold on to as a team, and that they just fit with each other.
We're not the GQ models, we're not Brad Pitt, that's for damn sure. We're a group of guys from next door. I believe that if I bring enough passion to the brand and to the teams, that it'll bring more success, because I believe you need a game with passion.
Kick the tires and light the fires, Danny, come on! Yeah! Roll it, baby, roll it! Domination! Domination! Sexy! Finish it! Finish it right now! Backbreaker! Backbreaker! Get it all! I can smell the sweat from here! Finish it now! Good job! We're unstoppable! 2 maps tomorrow! We're bringing this thing home!
He seems like a very dedicated and intense guy, so I mean, there must be some sort of structure there that keeps them going in the right direction.
He's invested his financial future in this as well, so he would like for this to become bigger and broader and more profitable.
If you average out our fees over the year, Complexity can cost $13,000 to $15,000 a month to operate. When you're someone like me trying to run the organization full time, $13,000 to $15,000 can become a lot of money. You know, I've bent over backwards, and you know, I've robbed Peter to pay Paul myself, and borrowed and begged and done whatever I could to make sure the organization's had enough money to keep going. All that stuff there is all the products and things that come in from sponsors. I throw them in here. Complexity pad, headsets, jerseys, it all comes through this office. hopefully someday it'll be big enough to where I don't have to deal with this anymore, and it'll all go through a distribution. What would you rather have, Intel or Jason Lake? I know I'd rather have Intel.
We've played each other all the time, and we're pretty much the two who always make it to the championship in any North American event.
It's a serious rivalry. I mean, the funny thing is, at night we'll all play poker or hang out or get a bite to eat. But once we suit up the next day and turn those computers on, I mean, I think it's very serious to both teams.
A high five.
Game on, baby. Game on. Here we go. Speaking of game on, this match is live on the way.
Going long pushing, going long pushing. He's around, rail. Nice! Thank you! That's what I'm talking about for knee. Let's go.
You know, it's arguably the best rivalry in gaming history.
Don't get picked. Nice, Daddy, good job.
We kind of go back and forth, the number 1, the number 2 teams. When all the matches that we play against them seem to always come down to the wire.
Somehow one hall. One back inside. One library.
I know when they're not together, when they're not in the same room, they want to win. They want to beat each other, and they don't like each other a whole lot when it comes down to that kind of stuff.
Wow, you're lucky. Go. To the right, Boal. I got him. Nice, guys. Watch your lower B.
Tyler, flush. Not agree with it. 2-on-2 situation.
Nice job, guys. Somebody get the gun. They were going to get him. That was solid, man. One out middle. Bump down. Another minute.
Nice, good job.
Stick together on that. What the hell? What's he doing?
Nice, Danny, nice.
What do you mean, come on? Is anybody with me? No.
Close.
Three there. Just go in the same spot so they can't run on the site. That's the spot I was playing last time. No, you were playing in the front in Beretta. Nice! Good job, guys. 2 more, let's go.
Josh, come cat next time. You know the strat. Why are you going long with bomb?
Didn't he not say crawl long? He said bone cat. He said take bone.
He's a type of player that has that raw talent, that raw skill. He's really good aim, but out of everyone on our team, he's been playing the least, so kind of lacks in the experience.
Nice, Justin! Nice, Justin! Hold it, boys! Nice, guys! Nice, Justin! Nice job! Come back!
We weren't really sure what would be the best course of action to be successful, using Josh or Dave.
I saw you leave Beretta. I was Beretta for like the first 5 seconds and I left. If you saw me in the other spot, why didn't you just tell me to go back to Beretta anyway?
Josh is a good player. Josh has got skill, he has experience, but at the end of the day, every single person on the team has more experience, can bring more to the team, and is just a better fit.
So he's currently evaluating what his position is going to be in the team next year, whether he's going to be a full player, maybe some sort of backup, or maybe just stay involved with the team in different ways and help develop the Team 3D brand.
We weren't ready, and that's just, that's just unfortunate because that event offered a lot of money.
Tyler, Stormwood, Cory, Trip, Dodd, Danny, Frog, Montana, Justin, Sunman, Summy. A fantastic display of skills this weekend.
This is my new car. I got it like 2 months ago. Pretty much with the help of my Counterstrike winnings.
Hey! Oh, hi, how are you? As a parent, who cares for her kids, I wanted, of course, top priority is school, and I wanted him to keep his grades up.
I was a little bit hesitant because I just saw him sitting in the computer, playing computers a whole day. It might take a toll on your health, you're not so athletic anymore.
Obviously, this generation is different, they think differently, and I think he's having more of a difficult time adjusting to the fact that Danny's not following that traditional road.
Oh yeah, I'm okay with it. I mean, do I have a choice? But yeah, I'm okay with it now. The only thing I would wish him is to continue studying.
They were forcing me to go to school and stuff like that.
Normal parent stuff, huh?
Yeah, basically. No more parent stuff until they
Wait
said
until you do it. I'm just gonna sit back and watch.
Do what?
Huh?
I'm gonna be
to
nice
your
to my
kids. I'm sure.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
If I wasn't making money from this game, I definitely wouldn't sacrifice as much as I do for it. But the fact that I am making money allows me to pick and choose what I sacrifice.
Now, the generation gap between gamers and gamer parents it's a much bigger gulf, because the gamer parents have no clue what's going on in the games.
One of the greatest tests of a marriage is how you raise your children and how you may differ in the way to raise children or the way to react to children. Being a documentary filmmaker, his dad saw something he didn't understand.
Some nights when Griffin didn't come home at all, I'd go looking for him, usually ending up downtown at his favorite video game place. In these, the opium dens of the 21st century, an electronic hook deep in a brain soothed by the balm of bloodless killing.
Calling land centers the opium dens of the 21st century, I think it was a bit of a stretch. But, you know, he has his convictions and I have mine.
One of the reasons why I think parents sometimes have a hard time understanding what's going on with these games is they just simply haven't played them. You're sitting there looking at the available options in front of you, looking at what the screen is telling you, looking at what the kind of interface is telling you, thinking about what you've just seen, thinking about kind of patterns you've detected over the last 20 minutes or hour of playing, and analyzing all of that information, putting it together, synthesizing it, and then deciding, based on that information, what the best strategy is going forward. The structure of that kind of thinking is what successful professional people do with their lives, with their work lives.
My relationship with Griffin is probably stronger than his relationship with his dad now, though I'm sure that will change.
I hope to just win so I can get that, you know, that 10 minutes of him being proud of me every once in a while, and I can just cherish that. Just block out all the negative things he'll say the other 90% of the time.
I love him dearly and want him to be happy. And this is making him happy, but I do worry about his health and the stress and about life after this. I don't know, what happens to somebody when they're kind of like a superstar for a while? What's life like afterwards?
In my age, it was pinball. And, you know, there weren't the opportunities to do all the travel and what he's been able to do.
Operating B tunnel, the rushing B.
My name's Jeanette Wood, and I'm Tyler Storm Wood's mom. And I've been married 23 years, and I have 2 sons. Well, Tyler you know of, and then Sean is at Kroger right now working. He's 18. He graduates next week. And, are you taping me now?
Tyler's mom does not own a passport, so she takes great delight in his getting to go to China and Spain and San Francisco. And when he brings back little mementos, that means every bit as much to her as her actually having been to Asia or Europe or California.
He made it big, I mean, so you get to travel, he gets paid to play Counterstrike. I mean, what else could you want? It's like the best job you can want when you're, what, 20 years old? I mean, it's kind of the dream job, really.
Shooting, it says. Oh, I definitely don't think they make you violent at all. My kids have played them. I've played them a lot. And I think it has to do more with family life and your upbringing. Okay, I'm trying. Oh, he killed me. I have shot a real gun, you know. And to me, it's different, completely different. I mean, are you filming me now?
That's a bad guy. Oh. Did you get that on film? That's her first kill ever. Oh my god.
Where, is this me here?
No, you didn't.
Oh.
We're always trying our best whenever we play 3D. I know that's for sure. And you can always hear 3D there, and they seem to be more excited to play us than when they play any other teams because they want to be back on top in the U.S.
During a boot camp, I mean, all we do is just refine strats, tune things up, work out all the kinks, try new strategies against different teams.
We have to be at the gaming center, like ready, like 3:15. We have to be X-Fires at 5. We have to get there and set up.
Dude, shut up.
You shut up. Yeah.
Until 9?
Yeah. Like any other job, like you're working at the movies making popcorn, if you show up late, you lose your job. Like, they just don't get it. What time did you go to bed? 7?
No, like 6.
What time did you go to bed?
5 something. Something needed to happen with the team because the discipline in the team wasn't really going that well. Ron was a good leader, but he doesn't really have the charisma that Dave has. Dave moved in, and unfortunately I was the one who was put into the 6-man position.
I mean, it wasn't a, we don't like you, you're bad. It's just, you're good, you play well, but there's other people that are better fits at the moment.
He's always sort of been the weakest of the 5 of us. We needed a team leader. We needed someone that was going to whip us into shape, and Dave was ridiculously inspired to win and to get back into it.
I've led 3D on and off for a long time. I started in 2002 with 3D, led the entire time, led up through like mid-2004. I needed a break from Counterstrike. I needed to take a break from Counterstrike because I've been playing it for, 5.5, 6 years, and I was really burnt out, and I just couldn't do it anymore. Just like days when I had to show up to practice, I was just literally would get nauseous at the thought of playing.
I'll just get a strawberry banana, large bubbles.
Lots of bubbles. It's been almost impossible to keep a relationship going.
Oh my God, she just said you're never there for me, capital never, and I have to say I have to go. Oh, this is so bad. This is so bad. Oh my God, I have no idea how to get out of this.
I think I've definitely been with the wrong girl given my profession.
You should say you're never there for me and be like, I gotta go help Dave with something, I'll be right back.
Oh, it's terrible. This isn't even funny.
And I've probably been with the right girl at one point, given my profession. But you don't pick and choose who you love, and that's just life, I guess.
I know he wants to focus on his game, not try to please his girlfriend that's at home. So I try to give him his space. But it's hard, being at home, just but whatever.
I always tell him if he doesn't win, he's gonna die. Because if he's leaving me for that long, he better win.
She used to play herself. She used to play Counterstrike, and now she works.
She's my sugar mama.
Hey, don't get too used to it.
They just think, hey, he should be spending time with me instead of being at home on his computer. I'll be like, okay, let's hang out now. I'll be like, no, I'm working. They'll be like, you're not working, you're playing Counterstrike.
It's hard to keep the attention of 5 people, and it's especially difficult when people want to do other stuff and are bored and they get burnt out on what you're doing.
You always need someone there to actually put everyone in check to get things done.
What are you doing? What?
I know that I'll be pretty lazy and never show up on time.
We got a scrim with 4 kings.
No, we don't. We don't have a scram. Leave.
I can only say to people so much, stop what you're doing, pay attention. I mean, at the end of the day, it's our team.
Watching Team 3D practice is like watching a dysfunctional family reunion.
Use your radar. Where you made
I
it?
know where the fuck you were.
Use your radar.
I was using my radar.
I'm still around.
They're an assemblage of a lot of very skilled players. It's just a question of getting along.
Well, let's just go over pistols, because honestly, we need pistols on Inferno. I know what it's like to be on a team that's clicking well and goes to a tournament and wins, because it's happened multiple times. Do I think this team is right where that needs to be? No.
Danny just got a BMW. He just came back from a vacation in Hawaii. Got a bad way to pay your way through college playing video games, huh?
We've been hitting Counterstrike real hard up till recent times, and we took a little vacation. So we're pretty much coming off vacation. Want to see how giving the team a break and a little relaxation will do.
Griffin, we're having dinner. As a team, and it's mandatory. All right.
We're gonna give you a time to be down there, and I'm telling you now, No one's calling you to be down there. And if you're a minute late, there's gonna be shit to pay. Okay?
I think of Dave as an emissary of Craig Levine's. They're both forward-minded, they're both business-minded, they both see the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow.
We share the same birth date, same age, same time of birth. It's actually quite scary.
Are you older than Craig?
Yeah. What's funny about that?
He looks like your father.
Because I have baby boyish looks and Craig's the old man from the deep.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the World Series of Video Games presented by Intel.
I am changing my mouse skates before the big event. It's like sharpening your skates, if you will. Glistening your cleats.
I mean, you're not going to use just some random shoe as a basketball player. You need the best of the best and what you feel comfortable with and what you feel you're going to compete with at the highest level. That's the same thing with Counterstrike.
There's tons of factors involved. It's all about how comfortable you are with your setting. And
you know, there's a lot of different mice out there with different feels. There's a lot of different keyboards with different feels. A lot of the time you need to press more than like 5-6 buttons at a time with the keyboard, and a lot of keyboards aren't designed for that.
You gotta tape it.
What separates the top players from just the players who could aim well is really their critical thinking, their understanding of the game.
Those players had 4 years of playing this game to get good at it. You're not going to just walk in and start beating those players. You're going to have to put in your time to get as good as they are. So really, what you're seeing is a lot of these younger teams that are coming in, they got to go through their bumps and bruises. They got to put their time in.
Not every team can be good. I mean, they tried, and it's just good enough the fact that they actually came here and signed up for the tournament and just tried to compete with the best.
And the way they execute flashes and nades and everything, you just got to get used to it, and you don't get used to it unless you play teams like this. So honestly, I love being able to play teams like this because it brings your level of play up so much more.
Got him squeak, got him squeak. One left, one left.
Hut.
Nice.
All right, guys.
Big
round, let's go. They haven't had the teamwork that they once had when Dave was one of the major leaders of the team. So I think bringing him back has been maybe a grassroots attempt at trying to redevelop that.
They don't want to lose this round. They don't want to lose this round. Take it from them.
Just talking about the different roster moves and Josh's role and responsibilities, for this event, and possibly over the next few, it's a different role. No one likes sitting on the sidelines and watching, but we're just seeing how things work.
I just keep telling Josh that I think he's one of the best players, and just to hang in there and just do his best and, just see what happens. There's not much he can do about it right now.
Counter-terrorists win.
We didn't do any of the strats we talked about yesterday. No, we didn't. We never did the Z-Hall strat. We never did the Z-Hall strat, ever.
What I see that I don't like sometimes is how down everybody gets on each other. Get in, work together, stay positive, battle back.
You come to this event, you do the disappointing. Where'd you go wrong? You came, you won, you did something right. So there's no hiding it. If you slack off, there's no hiding it.
Doesn't have
so
to
the
peek
first guy
anything.
with USP flash just like pieces or whatever, and just like spots. And if he sees him there, then we're just the other two Glocks are just gonna rush him. And the USB
strats are just basically an outline of what you're going to do in the beginning of the round. It's like, you go here, and then hopefully if everything goes well, we can execute our strat. But in the end, it all just comes down to how comfortable the team is with the strats, and just running those strats so many times that you know exactly what to do in any situation.
That's good. I like that.
What is that?
That's good. This is where the bottom of the foot of the rafter is.
Yeah.
This whole thing right here. So if I shoot like right there, by the time it gets to the other side, that's hitting him in the head.
I do think there's a gamer personality, and I think it will increasingly become the personality of the future.
There's no way we're getting picked there because I'm going to go little pit and flash over the wall.
This is a person who tends to be very analytical, perhaps a little bit obsessive, or at least very able to focus to a degree that most people can't, but only on what he's interested in.
It stings. Questions?
Comments?
You in the back.
Us too.
And I think that we're seeing more and more of these people, and that it's going to become more and more a part of, it's the personality of the future.
If we come out tomorrow, or we play COL, it's probably the toughest opponent here. We'll have to beat them, and then we'll have to beat Pandemic twice on 2 maps, and they're a good team.
Frankly, we've already won the Transatlantic this year, come out second in China. I mean, sure, we'd like to win this event, but I could make an argument the heat is on some other teams in North America. You know, more pressure on probably 3D tomorrow.
See what happens tomorrow. Got confidence in them. They practiced hard, know what they need to do, and they'll do it. Or else they're all cut.
Complexity's on the roll right now. They've really played well leading up to this event. I think 3D's got better talent than they do. On an individual player versus player level, I think 3D's better, but I don't think they're gonna have the teamwork necessary to come in here and win this. I mean, the difference between winning and losing a match at the top level here is all about split seconds. I mean, you're talking about less than the time you have to hit a baseball coming from a pitcher in Major League Baseball. You don't have any time to think about it. So if you make the wrong decision, your team's not gonna win.
Bomb has been planted.
They need to be able to improvise with their teammates on the fly. They need to have the hand-eye coordination to pick off tiny moving things across a screen that is a lot more difficult than people would anticipate.
One left. Back rafter. Too hard with ball. Smoke. Good job. Keep communicating. Do it right now. One round. Okay, one more. They're quiet. They're scared. Let's go. I got him. In the ball side. I got it. Nice. Nice.
Two more maps. There's no room for error. Play smart. Just keep to what you know what works. It worked against complexity, and it's going to work against.
You look at the way Lake goes about adding players to his team, he's very aggressive about it. If he wants a player, he goes after him, no matter what. And if you didn't know, I mean, they both went after Method and Jaguar, and they both wanted them. And 3D could offer a better package, so they got them. And so, you know, you have to be, if you're Lake, you have to look back and go, you know, if Craig hadn't stepped up and gave him a better offer, I'd have had those players. So there's got to be some sort of tension between them, even if they don't acknowledge it.
I'm getting out of here as soon as I get a couple things taken care of. Try to get home, see the little one before she goes to bed tonight.
Yeah, how long is the drive?
6.5 hours.
It's not too bad.
Yeah, be a long drive after losing to you guys, though.
Better than losing to Pandemic.
Hey, you know, I'd much rather. If we're going to lose here, I'd want to lose to 3D. I don't want to lose to anyone else here.
That's the same philosophy.
You know, it's like if we lose you guys, like, we'll get them next time, you know.
It's like,
this kind of
okay,
goes back and forth.
Yeah,
At least,
1-1.
Once you lose some of these other people,
give them hope.
Yeah, exactly.
Good work. Good stuff.
Give him a kiss. Be nice.
Your Counterstrike winner.
This is what you train all year for, you know. You win these next tournaments and you win over 100 grand in 2 months.
My first experience with professional gaming was in the basement of a Hyatt. There was a total of 1,500 people there. It was very disorganized. I come back to that same event in 2005. There are booths for sponsors. There are the stations for the people doing the broadcasts over the internet. It has become a completely different thing. Only a very few people were even letting themselves dream that big a few years ago.
Jason Lake is an old Iowa high school standout linebacker, and he approaches gaming from that mentality. He wants to win. One thing I realized in talking to these kids is that a lot of them, if not all of them, played sports when they were younger. And they were good at sports, and they got that rush. And they've substituted Counter-Strike for sports.
I mean, I think the analogy to sports is appropriate in that there's, you have a little less kind of physical prowess that's at stake, but there's a lot of the same decision making.
The challenge of success is not so much hinged on your physical gifts, but on your mental gifts.
A traditional sport? No. But I think that makes it exciting. I think it's a sport for the next century.
Lower ramp, cover me. Lower ramp, Justin, cover me. Sorry.
Nice! There we go, good job.
You guys all ready?
Come on, boys, get this round. Hey!
As the season wore on, it became an issue with Team 3D in that here's the quarterback, the kid calling the plays, the guy supposed to be the team leader, who's the one who is the weak link on the team.
Yes. I can't see shit through the smoke.
Yeah, I can't see shit through the smoke either.
Ronald from day one had reservations about Dave's ability not to lead the team, not to call good strategies or be the smartest guy in Counter-Strike, but Ronald had skepticism that Dave could cut it in the game.
There's no intensity out there. You're talking, you're arguing. Do something out there. You know what to do. Instead of chilling out and relaxing, let's play like it fucking means something.
Ronald, to a certain extent, doesn't have 100% confidence in my ability to make the right decisions.
Dave called this one strat, and it's like just one of his on-the-fly strats that he calls, and it was ridiculously long. Like, it took like 15 seconds to call, and we're just sitting in spawn. We're like clueless what the hell to do.
You know what? Do whatever the fuck you want.
No.
I'm not.
This is fucking retarded.
Listen. I'm not blaming you.
No one's calling it on you. You know why? 'Cause it takes 5 to win, and it takes 5 to lose.
I don't give a fuck. Do what you want. And he's just so insistent. Like, he's like a little kid. Like, can I have that? Can I have that? Can I have my ice cream now? Can I have dessert? And he just kept up with it. And I'm like, you know what? Enjoy.
Why do you think that aren't you calling? Pardon? Yes, I do. So why haven't we having this conversation?
Because every single time it's brought up, he reacts the exact same way, like that.
It's his fault we're losing. It's his.
Ron said that he'd be more comfortable calling strats, and at this point, I just want to win. What does everyone think about it?
Someone just needs to call. Just try to like call it with more confidence and like, more energy, and
beginning
try to
of the
call
round
it a little quicker, yeah.
I didn't even have an opportunity to call anything.
I mean,
'Cause
like,
you called it
you have
before.
15 seconds to
Because you
call a
call
strat.
half the time you call shit before I even have a chance to open my mouth.
All right, well, I mean, I won't, I'll just suggest like in the beginning, and then we'll leave it at that, all right?
We didn't have that intensity, we didn't have that sense of urgency that you need to have in order to play a good match.
It was a fight I couldn't win because you had Sal and Mikey who didn't have an opinion, Ron who wanted one thing one way and had to be in control, Josh who knew he would never play if I was, so he backed Ron, and Griffin, who just became impartial to save his own ass.
We just played terribly and we lost. And then we just weren't a team.
Get him, Danny. Come on, baby. Light him up. Let's go. Light him up. Come on, Matt. Lock it down. 11 in a row. Right now. That's how it's done. That's how it's done. Matty. Good job.
That was too close, man. I haven't even had breakfast. Now my stomach feels sick. Too much stomach acid going on from the nerves.
Yeah.
So hopefully we dodged our bullets.
Now listen, you know what? A little shake-up's fine.
Jeez.
It lights a fire into their ass.
I think it does too. I think sometimes, no matter how hard you try to get them not to underestimate people, they do. They've been in tournaments all around the world, winning all around the world. Here comes this, a bunch of local kids. They can't beat us. Guess what? They can. I'll catch you later.
Did he keep that out?
I think so.
That's crazy. Hopefully there's a 40,000 one of these coming our way, huh? We have to win 10 matches in one day. 7.
It's never been done.
5 tomorrow.
We
It's
can
never
do
been
it.
done.
5.
It's only 5 because you play finals on Sunday.
Do not fucking
This is our
lose
last
it.
chance, all right? This is our last chance. We only have one, no room for error. Oh, come on.
Let's rip this roof off right now, Josh.
My gut feelings tell me we're gonna win.
Actually, the other team's gonna forfeit because pretty soon I'm gonna walk over there and break all of their arms.
I never said go lower. No, after he broke the vent, he broke the vent.
That's one of the most frustrating things about this game is you can work so hard, it can break your heart so bad. And the highs with Counterstrike are high and the lows are really low.
About to sign a mouse pad for my mom. She's been wanting one for a long time now, signed by our team. She's gonna frame it on the wall.
I'm getting ready to get their picture here as soon as Jason gets over here.
When his family came to Dallas to watch him play this summer, it was the first time she had been on an airplane since she was 18 years old. That was their family vacation this summer.
I'm loving it. They're winning. Cleaning it up, huh?
Yeah.
Nice! Let's go, guys! This is your match! This is your match! Gravy now, gravy, come on!
One's tower, one's 5 changes, 3 outside, 3 outside.
Tower down! Vi backar in, vi backar. På sexan! Stop! Stop! Finish it now! Bring this thing home. Bring it home. Remember, we got pitchers outside. We're going straight up. Yes, finals.
Way to go. Everybody contributed that time. That was a team play.
I've got my signed mouse pad. I'm going to frame it at home.
You got one map to win for the grand final, and then you just finish the job on Dust 2. First time an American team's been on that stage in 4 years. You got a lot to be proud of. Nobody remembers who got second place. Go do it.
Get them all! Get greedy! Get them all! They're rushing. One there. 2 there, 3 there, 4 there. Bump it down. Gun slow. push, aggressive push.
Another. Two in.
Right here! Break the back! I'm choking. Keep it up, guys. Keep peeking, buddy. I'll get you every time.
One for you, your good luck. Good luck. I just want to give a shout out to my mom and dad and my girlfriend Steph, who are out in the crowd somewhere, been a constant supporters for our team.
I needed it. I needed it bad. I needed to get a big win in the pocket this year, get some exposure. Big companies that are getting in. I need something quick.
Yeah.
So.
And all the money you put in too.
Yeah.
Is it worth it with this win?
Yeah, it's definitely worth it. It's definitely worth it.
You guys are still just sitting around? Come on. Party. Get up and dance. CS players, this is what they are. This is what they are.
Life was all about money for a long time. Once you see those smiles at you in the hospital, if your priorities don't change, then you're not much of a human being. Because once you see your kids looking back up at you, life's not all about money anymore. A lot of us in esports are hoping that the television exposure and other media exposure is going to open some eyes. But time's going to tell. But right now, there's not enough money to make a living on this. There's only a couple people in the whole world that are making a living on this. The rest of us do this as our side job and sacrifice our free time with our families to work in esports because we have to work real jobs during the day.
What do you got? What do you got? You got some kind of chips?
And this is Allie eating more pizza that she shouldn't be eating. We gotta get ready for bed, right, Allie? This is the glamorous side of my life. The side the Complexity Nation never gets to see. Diaper changing. You ready? Here we go. Here we go. Whoa! You're getting too big. You're gonna squash the old man.
2006 for Jason came to a head in that his second child was born. And as his wife describes it, the video game thing needed to start showing some promise soon, or his attention would be required at home.
I think you're already seeing a lot of business people wondering what they can do in terms of, competitive gaming.
I'm speculating, but I assume that the major powers to be inside of News Corp have decided that the gaming's where they want to be.
Well, let's face it, great demographic, 13 to 34-year-olds. The fact that its sales of video games have exceeded box office movie receipts for the last 3 years, and the fact just inherently it's pretty exciting.
That said, I think there are still a lot of barriers to overcome. If you think about actual sports, it's not just the skill of the soccer player, the skill of the baseball player, it's the emotion that you feel for your team. It's the guys at the end line, jumping up and down and banging into each other's chests or whatever. How do you get the equivalent into a virtual sport?
If the history of pro sports is any indication, what that means is that pro games will have to develop a big spectator audience where people will enjoy watching somebody else play a game.
And that's what this is. This is going to be a major sporting event for video gamers. We got guys that worked on Olympics, NBA finals, and now we got these guys working on the gamers finals.
We treat gaming like a sport. We treat the gamers like athletes. It's pretty simple.
We're going to stage 5 of you up here behind this V. The other 5 will be down on the stairs on the landing. The referee will start the action. If you've won, show us you're happy. If you've lost, show us you're disappointed. going to shake hands, show good sportsmanship, and exit, and the line continues. Anyone have any questions?
You know, they, production-wise, are better than anyone ever. I don't think not even ES World Cup or any of the events that I've ever seen it hold a candle to that.
Never seen anything like this. So much promise.
We are all part of multi-billion-dollar companies. And the unique thing about this is that we do not have a written agreement. We are doing this on a shake of a hand because we all believe in it.
My name is Jason Lake. I'm out here with my Counterstrike squad. Is everybody having fun? Because all that shit's done. We're here to win $50,000 and walk away as the winners of the first ever televised event. There's millions of kids out there that are just about to find out that professional gaming exists, and they're going to decide who their favorite players and who their favorite teams are starting now. And it isn't going to be second or third place, it's their favorite team. Team Complexity needs to be on that stage. We need to capture the heart of 10 million brand new fans and really rip this thing wide open and take it to a new level.
This is the Championship Gaming Invitational.
From Atlanta, they are a band of gaming outcasts. Complexity!
Communicate, guys, come on. We got this right now, guys. We got this.
Let him up, T-Storm! You got this, boys. You got this!
They're at the back, near the back of Catwalk. That's the catwalk that they're on, and here they go, laying down some smoke, coming in through the smoke. Let's see what happens here. Looks like JMC's down one member. Oh, make that down two members. It's 3 versus 5 right now in favor of Complexity. Bomb is in their hands, moving along the catwalk. This could be it for JMC, and there it is. Complexity will advance to the finals for a chance at $50,000.
I feel like the weight of the world is taking on my shoulders. I was so nervous. I wasn't nervous with the TV and stuff, I was nervous with the match.
Team 3D is probably the most consistently winning team at this tournament. We've represented our country multiple times as the best team in the U.S.
Doesn't matter if we're in China, America, Europe, we're just here to play.
We're here, we're prepared, nothing but first will do for Team 3D, and we're pretty cool guys. I can't lie about that.
It's time right now, it's our match.
You were the best.
You have to talk up. Mikey, I want you to talk up, all right?
Will the bomb timer go off, or will they get this final frag? Team 3D is on the hunt, coming into that T-bomb set where the ninjas are. Oh, and there it is. Team 3D with the final frag, making the score 3-0.
What up now, Swedes? Woo!
All you together. How much fun are you having?
It's the best experience, man. Doing this, you know, with all the cameras around, all the excitement, all the intensity. It's the best thing. Yeah.
Winning is fun.
Winning's fun. Everyone try it, okay?
Yeah.
Try it.
That's Team 3D. They like the winning. They like the money. They like the tournament.
So now we got that dream matchup in the finals. It's going to be Team 3D taking on Complexity for $50,000.
You know, it's extremely hard right now for me personally, and it's extremely hard on my family and my marriage because I'm really pushing the envelope this month. Doing 3 events this close together. I've got a great partner at the law firm and a great wife, or they both would have left me by now because I'm essentially non-existent husband, non-existent partner, non-existent parent because I'm on the gaming tour hardcore. So hopefully tonight I'll get some sleep, and hopefully tonight the guys will win, or I won't get any sleep if they lose.
In sports, the competition is always heightened when there's a rivalry in the mix. And in Counterstrike, there is no better rivalry than Complexity and Team 3D.
Something special here. There's something here that no other game to this point has really captured. I looked out and I saw, 1,000, 2,000 people watching it and glued to it.
Gaming's not a fad. It's not going to be gone in 2 years. Gaming's really become a part of life.
Dude, take a deep breath. Just one round at a time. Be the aggressor. Come on.
Guys, one more! All right, let's go down to the floor now for our big map reveal.
All right, guys, your finals $50,000 map is Train. Go live!
Team 3D will be starting out on the terrorist side. They will also be wearing red jerseys. Here they go, dropping down into that ladder room. Oh, and Complexity pushed up, able to take out one. Team 3D gonna reply with a nice frag of their own. Setting it up again, and Nate taking out 2 more members of Team 3D. Gonna leave 1 member left alive right now as 1 more gets picked up on top of the train. The final member of Team 3D goes down, and Complexity will pick up the first round, making the score 1-0. Here we go. You can see Team 3D working their way down the staircase towards the inside bomb site. Here they go, throwing some smokes. Oh, but Complexity is right there waiting for him, taking down 1, 2, 3 members of Team 3D. Only 2 members left alive. Finally, a member of Complexity goes down. And we're in a 3-on-1 situation here as the final member of Team 3D gets finished off by Complexity.
It only makes common sense for the digital age. We're going to have a new digital sport. I think as people come to realize how much talent is involved in being a pro gamer and how much team-based activities resemble traditional sports, I think it'll be respected as a true sport one day.
It's no longer going to be about the viewership in the tens of thousands or even hundreds of thousands. It's about getting it out there to millions of people who are tuning in and who are interested in it.
And here we following the final member of Team 3D.
If we can develop gaming into something where someone can flip it on, not have any idea what they're watching at the start, and by the end have some kind of grasp of what they're watching, I think there's hope.
You know, I want to introduce it to millions of people that I'm certain if they only knew about pro gaming, they would love pro gaming.
The games are sort of prepping us to be ready for this merger of virtual and real and sort of crossing over what those things mean. And I don't really see any way of going back from that. They're here.
Complexity is moving their way inside. Oh, Complexity losing 1 member. Make that 2, and that's a huge disadvantage for Team Complexity. They're going to be facing off 3 versus 4. They could decide to go to the inside bomb site or the outside bomb site, depending on what the other 2 players do. Jason Lake watching over the shoulder of Danny Montana there. Here you can see him inside with the op for Complexity. Going to be using that sniper rifle. Oh, he picks 1 off. That is huge. Evening the numbers out at 3 apiece. Complexity going to move to the inside bomb site. Fraud takes out a second. Can he do some more damage? Oh, the 3rd for Danny Fraud Montana. That's down to a 3 versus 1. This could be it. This could be the win for Complexity. Danny Montana there with the op, taking down 3. Let's see. Here we go. As Complexity gets that bomb planted now, there's not much time for Team 3D. The final member here at the Sea Halls. And that's it. Complexity wins. Danny Montana with the final frag. The score will be 10-5 in favor of Complexity.
There you go. That was amazing. Champions of Counterstrike, raise it in the air. 2006 champs, Counterstrike from DirecTV. Have a good time and go celebrate, boys. Woohoo!
Gaming is about dedication. Whether or not you're a pro is determined day by day. People that put in the time are going to be the stars, are going to win the money. People that don't put in the time are going to fade away.
Dave Moto Geffen is now leading Team 3D. He's the general manager for the team. You know, the reins are his now.
3D decided to go a different route with the team that they wanted. They wanted a better kind of environment for everyone to play in, and I guess I was too intense for that, and so was Shagwire. You know, we were the louder guys on the team, so I ended up going to a team called Jack's Money Crew.
The players have really become like family to me, but at the end of the day, I owe it to my family and our fans to make this organization as successful as possible. So we ended up releasing Cory Dodd and Justin Sunman Summy at the end of the year, and shocked the gaming community by picking up Ronald Rambo Kim from Team 3D.
Man, I'm excited. I'm looking forward to this. I don't really know what the future's going to hold. I'm really taking it one step at a time. My priority is getting drafted, and hopefully that's going to happen. And once that happens, it's going to be, you know, coming out here again and playing well and just representing, you know, whichever region picks us up as best we can.
Between general managers, cities, salary players, live broadcasts, it's got all the right elements. I mean, it's really a dream come true for everyone.
Yeah, I mean, Craig and I haven't always seen eye to eye, and we're not always going to see eye to eye. There's been days, you know, we probably wanted to strangle each other.
Our teams still compete fiercely in game, obviously, but our goals and our hopes and dreams are all aligned, and it's not going to be one team that's going to make a league.
We work together a lot more than we used to now because we see as the game is evolving and as things get bigger, it behooves us to discuss things back and forth as the two most powerful organizations in the United States.
GMs, good luck on your picks. The 2007 Championship Gaming Series Draft is now open. From the game Counterstrike source, Team 3D.
Life experience goes a long way, and I look back on this last 8 years and how much I've grown as a person, how much I've grown into, an adult, and I attribute a lot of it to gaming. Yes, it was worth it, and I would do it all over again.
Jack's Money Crew.
It's actually really, really tough to get to that top level, and if people don't believe that, then try it out. It's just like any other sport. If you think that, people make it look easy.
Evil geniuses.
And there's one point in time where, I told my parents that I was going to be getting paid this boatload of money and be paid for everything living out in LA, when really I just told them that so that they wouldn't worry about me. And really I was going out to LA, on a whim, just to play with the best and play against the best and get better and better and better.
We definitely know who's coming next. Los Angeles Complexity picks from Counterstrike source. Complexity. Warden, Rambo, Zed, Storm, and Fraud.
I can honestly say this is it. This is the start of the big leagues, but this is it. If this wouldn't make it for some reason, pro gaming is dead, but this will make it. This is the evolution. This is the NFL. This is the NBA. We have finally made it. It'll take a few years to really get huge and gain notoriety, but this is the place and this is the time, and we're in a great position to take advantage and enjoy the fruits of all those labors. And yeah, welcome to the show.